We have so much programming that says if I get kicked out of the tribe, I'm gonna die. Back in the day, literally, if you were not part of the tribe and they kicked you out, you would freeze to death or starve to death or get eaten by some animal or bug or something, right? You would die if you were not part of a tribe. That instinct is so deep in us, and most people are tribe first thinking. They're like, what does my tribe think? I'm gonna think the same. And they know instinctually, if I were to believe something different from my tribe, I might be in trouble. That's a threat to the tribe. If people start to think differently, that might be a threat, and they're likely to actually kick you out of the tribe today. You're not gonna die from that, but socially you might get ostracized. And that's powerful too. If a monkey baby gets a choice between a mother who gives him connection and love and touch and another who gives food but no connection, they're gonna choose connection and starve to death every single time. We crave connection and love more than we crave food. So that instinct is super deep. I had one of those past life visions some years ago. During a guided visualization, it just came to me this image of being a Native American and being a shaman for this tribe, and specifically being kicked out of the tribe for communicating something true. The tribe just didn't want to hear it, and me, the shaman in this story, was kicked out of the tribe and died a painful and lonely death out in the wilderness. Quite a stark image. And it's definitely something that I've been processing around having that fear of speaking against the common prevailing quote unquote wisdom or lack thereof, to be okay with that, being okay with going against the grain. I think it comes up even just showing up and showing up as you and putting yourself out there, which we're all doing here, right? It can be super freaking scary to do that, to be out there and stand for something, even if it's not super controversial and not really controversial at all. It's still scary because there's gonna be some fucker out there who's like, you asshole, you idiot, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's gonna hit us the first few times until you start to realize that poor sick fucks who are really destitute and alone and they need a bunch of love, and you just do that instead. Most people are just like, I'm just gonna be quiet, I'm not gonna say anything, don't rock the boat. And then at some point you're like, this doesn't feel good to continue doing this, and you're like, fucking you try, and then you notice how you feel, and you're like, all right, that was scary, but it wasn't that bad, and then you keep going, and you maybe deal with whatever triggers, emotions you have in it. But at some point, I think there is an opportunity anyway to be like, all right, fuck it, I'm just gonna be who I am, and like, take it or leave it. What's so different from back then is that these days, yes, you might be controversial and polarizing, but you're gonna find a tribe, right? It might not be the same tribe, and that can cause strife. Like, I went to do some paramotoring in Utah, and the instructor was a former Mormon who had gone Buddhist, but his wife is still a Mormon, and they're totally in that Mormon world, and so him being a Buddhist there had been very interesting. And sometimes I think people find that like, oh shit, can I be in this relationship if I kind of break out from this tribe, and what are the consequences? And maybe they can, maybe they can't. But yeah, I think that there's that point where it's like, I can't live a lie anymore.